Okay, today we worked our way up to 5-step equations. So we're going to look at equations that involve all of these steps. Okay, so just what the letters mean for. So we try to say, remember, ducks can get very sad, just so you can write those letters on your paper and remember the steps to look for. So these are the things that you want to look for when you're solving an equation. Okay, so over here, ducks can get very sad. This one's a review question. It doesn't yet have distributing in it because there are no parentheses. So just to review, when you're combining like terms, only combine like terms that are on the same side of the equal sign. You're not going to include the 2x on the right. So this is 9x plus 12, 2x plus 40. Okay, to get the variables together, I do want my x's together, but when they're on opposite sides, I have to do the opposite. Opposite of a 2x is minus 2x. And I write it under its like term so that I can get 7x when I subtract them. And now your last two steps are solving this. Get rid of subtraction or addition first. And lastly, we're going to get rid of multiplication or division. So here, x equals 4. All right, so let's write these letters down. The first thing you want to look for is distribute. So now this is the equation that you've been working for so long to get up to. Okay, if I have parentheses, I can distribute. Okay, so my first step is to distribute that 2. 2 times x is 2x. 2 times negative 4 is negative 8. Okay, I can check that off my list. The C stands for combine like terms. Okay, you have to look on each side. So 4x plus 2x is 6x. But I also have like terms on this side. 1x plus 2x is 3x. Check that off your list. Get my variables to the same side. Okay, my 6x and my 3x have to be together, but to get them together, I have to do the opposite. Opposite of 3x is minus 3x. Okay, and this is where the wall is so important. I don't want to see the minus 3x on the same side of that equal sign. I don't want to see it here. I want to see it right underneath that 6x. See one on the left and one on the right. And now you have a regular 2-step equation. So get rid of subtraction and addition first. And finally, get rid of that 3 by dividing the 3. X equals 4. All right, so that was 1, 2, 3, 4, a 5-step equation. All right, let's look at a couple more together. So build your wall where the equal sign is. Distribute if you see parentheses. The 8's touching the parentheses, so I have to multiply the 8 times both of those numbers. Okay, remember when you're distributing, you're multiplying. Copy everything there. Combine like terms. 8x plus negative 5x is 3x. On the other side, negative 6x plus 4x is negative 2x. Get the variables to the same side. You can't combine them when they're on opposite sides. You have to do the opposite of minus 2x to bring it over. Five x plus 16 equals negative 34. Don't forget that negative sign. And then we can solve this. Get rid of addition by doing subtraction. Divide that 5, and x equals negative 10. Okay, we're going to do 2 more together. We'll Build your wall where your equal sign is. It's really important to divide up the left and the right side of these equations now that they're so long. When you distribute here, you're distributing a -2. So I have -2x, but a negative times a -1 is a +2. Okay, so be very careful with your signs in that first step. Combine like terms. 5x minus 2x is 3x. 4x minus 10x is -6x. Get the variables to the same side. Opposite of -6x is +6x. Okay, so you have 9x plus 2 equals 4. Now we can solve this. -2 divided by 9. Okay, now if you do 2 divided by 9 on a calculator, if you get a decimal that's repeating or that goes to the end of your calculator screen, I prefer a fraction. So hit second PRB on the calculator, and you would get the fraction 2/9. Hey, look right on top of it. 2 divided by 9 is 2/9. All right, one more to do together. This one has a bunch of distributing in it. So we have to distribute the 3. Remember, we're multiplying, so 3x plus 6. You have to distribute a -1. So -1x, I'm going to write that 1 there to help when we combine later. And then a negative times a negative is a positive. And we have to distribute one more time. 3x minus 12. Okay, like terms. Right here, all my like terms are on the left. 3x minus 1x is 2x. 6 plus 4 is 10. Get your variables to the same side. Opposite of 3x is minus 3x. And then I'm going to have you try to finish this equation. Okay, -1x plus 10 equals -12. So we subtract 10 from both sides. -22, when I combine those, divide out that -1, and x is equal to +22. All right, so see if you can put it all together. Please try this one. All right, so let's look at each step. This is your line after you distribute. Okay, like terms to look for. On the left, you have -3 and -8. On the right, you got these 3 like terms. Okay, so after you combine like terms, now get the variables to the same side. I brought them to the left by doing -2x. Okay, you could have brought them to the right by doing +2x. And then finish solving this. Final answer, x equals -7. Okay, so each step, you distribute the 3. You're looking for like terms. I have 5 plus 12 I can do on the left. And on the right, I have 8 plus 10. So 5 plus 12 is 17. 8 plus 10 is 18. Get the variables to the same side. I brought it to the left by doing -2x. And then finish solving this. There was only one step that you needed to solve that. X equals 1. Okay, there are 2 numbers to distribute here, a 5 and a -1. Don't forget to fill in that -1. And when you do, negative times a negative in the end there, make sure you wrote a plus because it's +4. Combining like terms, there are only like terms on the left, 5x minus 1x, and 10 plus 4. You didn't have to get the variables to the same side. They were already on the left. So all you had to do was solve this. Right? Solve for x by subtracting and dividing. X equals 3. Okay, for this example, I would bring the variables to the right. Now, maybe you didn't realize that. Maybe you brought them to the left. Okay, so let's do it that way, even though it's going to be longer. So maybe you did plus 3x to start. So 2x plus 3x is 5x. Bring down to minus 11. Now, you can't just cross these out. On the right, you have to write 0 because you need something on that side of the equation. So then you would have to solve this for x by adding 11. 0 plus 11 is 11. Dividing by 5. Okay, so you're going to do 11 divided by 5. We'll write this answer as a mixed number. 5 goes into 11 twice with 1 left over. So 2 and 1/5. All right, on this next one, there was a negative 1 to distribute. Don't forget those 1s and those empty spots. There was a negative 2 to distribute and another negative 2. So a lot of distributing here. Okay, be careful for your signs. It's positive 1, positive 4, negative 2, and positive 22. Combine our x's and combine our constants. Get your variables to the same side. Opposite of minus 2x is plus 2x. And when you solve that, answer was negative 28. Okay, and here's our last example. X can get very sad. Okay, so we distribute first. Okay, it's a negative 2 that we're distributing on the left. Looking for like terms, the negative 2x and the 4x, the 3 and the negative 8. Okay, on the other side, the 5x and the 2x. Okay, so that's after you combine like terms. Get the variables to the same side. Okay, I brought mine to the left just out of habit, so I did minus 7x. If you bring it to the right, you can still get the same answer. Get rid of subtraction and addition. Get rid of multiplication or division. Final answer was negative 3.